Party will be asking for peace, love and harmony in the Walewale constituency. It's all kicking off this morning. Or for the uninitiated, in the Walewale constituency, the NPP parliamentary primaries have faced significant turmoil. Earlier this year, Dr. Mahama Kabiru, a presidential staffer, narrowly defeated the sitting MP, Haja Lariba Abudu, in a highly contested primaries. However, following the results, Haja Lariba challenged the election in court, citing electoral irregularities. Now, on September 2nd, 2024, the Tamale High Court annulled the election results and ordered a rerun due to the irregularities presented in court. Dr. Kabiru expressed disappointment in the court's decision, but maintained that he had done nothing wrong to gain an unfair advantage. Now, this legal dispute has created tension within the party, with concerns that this could harm the NPP's chances in the upcoming 2024 elections if not resolved soon. Of course, this is your election command center. We have our eyes and ears now on the primaries, which have been rescheduled today. In fact, a change of venue occurred this morning. Well, shortly and in 29 minutes past the hour of 8. This is still 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. This is, of course, your election command center. We have our eyes and ears in the Walewale constituency for that highly contested primaries. Dr. Mahama Kabiru has been speaking with the press this morning, indicating that he wasn't informed about the change of venue. That's what I mean when I say things are getting very interesting in the Walewale constituency. He was also asked whether he had informed the vice president before entering the race. If you've monitored reports, there are some reports that indicate that, according to Dr. Baumia, he was not aware of Dr. Kabiru's intentions to contest in the Walewale constituency. Well, Dr. Kabiru did not on whether or not he had made his intentions clear to the vice president, who is, of course, a native of the Walewale constituency. He does indicate, or has indicated, that he will accept the results of today's primary. So we keep our attention and our focus there. Very shortly, we'll be connecting with our bureau chief, bringing you all the latest in the area.
3FM Sunrise.3FM Sunrise.
The best in the morning is on 92.7.
Them say me no fit jump, them say you no fit jump, them say we no fit jump. Them say me no fit jump, them say you no fit jump, them say we no go fit jump. I'm a girl when you want to move in a chat, I catch you more work, I want to get in this side of my baba. Not the way you know, get in this side of my baba. I did get the you know, get in this side of my baba. Get in this side of my baba.
Time check, it is
Sunrise.
33 minutes past the hour of 8. This is still 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. We have our eyes and ears in the Walewale constituency. Williams Evans Inkum, Northern Bureau Chief, joins us on the lines. William, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well.
Good morning to you. I'm doing very, very well now.
Fantastic. I know that it's been quite a hectic morning for you so far. I can hear some noise behind you. But before we get into what is happening presently, do take us a few steps back. For the uninitiated who don't know exactly what is happening in Walewale this morning and why it's the subject of a lot of controversy, please do tell us.
All right. So, January, the NPP had the parliamentary primary across the country. Walewale also took part in that particular exercise. But right after that particular parliamentary primary, Dr. Muhammad Abdul Kabiru, who is an aide to the vice president, won that particular primary with a margin of 7 votes against the incumbent member of parliament, Hajia Lariba Zulra Abudu. Dr. Kabiru had 345 votes. Hajia Lariba had 338 votes. But Hajia Lariba petitioned the court saying that there were some infractions which the court, and she also argued some evidence, which the court granted. This month, early part of this month, the court, or the Tamale High Court, ruled in favor of Hajia Lariba. And the ruling was that that particular election, that was the general election, should be annulled. There should be a real one. That's exactly what we are saying here. In fact, we have been here for the past 3 days just to monitor the ground and really understand as to how the country is actually taking shape. And I must tell you that it's one of the tension-great primaries that we are anticipating. In the next couple of hours. Since 3 days ago that we arrived here, in fact, on Saturday night, there was an incident, a scuffle between supporters of the two candidates. It clashed at the forecourt of the Eagle effort. It took swift police intervention to douse what would have been an ugly escalation. Right after the report, we have been on the radar because we were the only media house that reported on that particular incident. But some people were not happy with that particular coverage, and we have been on the radar. As I speak to you now, there are places that has been declared a persona non grata for us. Not too long ago, we were at the Walewale Social Center where they are giving out accreditation. And somebody walked up to us and said that we are not needed here, so we should come back to the center. So we are here at the center. There's been some couple of stress. But I can tell you that the police have been very heavy on the ground, and they're also getting some support from the military. Election or the electoral process hasn't started yet. We do not know when it's going to start. It looks like we're going to aim for a long haul. The police are here in their numbers, hundreds of them. The police, the military is also giving some level of support. About 12 of them are here, and I understand that there's likely to be more. This situation kind of gets out of hand. But I can tell you that there's pretty calm compared to some hours ago. Dr. Kabiru indicated to us that he wasn't aware that there was going to be a change of venue. And let me also say this. Initially, we were told that the election was going to happen at the Walewale Africa.
That's right.
This morning, we have information that it was changed to the Church of Pentecost, and exactly where we are. In fact, we sought to understand the reason why that particular decision was made, and we're told that because of the rain, they can't be guaranteed of the weather. So they don't want a situation whereby there's going to be any interference as far as force majeure is concerned. So now they're going to hold this particular election indoors, and that is something that Kabiru also claimed he wasn't aligned. So it's been back and forth, but I can tell you that now, the environment is calm, and we are only waiting for the electoral commission. But the electoral commission is also ready, so we are only waiting for the election to begin.
Now, William, do take us back to the scuffle that happened, you say, on Saturday. What exactly sparked the tension and the subsequent, shall I say, fracas that ensued?
Well, so some, communicated for the two candidates were having a discussion on a political show. What really sparked the brawl is after that they worked in perception. Because right from day one, Kabiru came saying that they are accepting feelings just to undermine his chances of winning this particular contest. So that perception has been there and it's been growing to a certain level. Of course, the other side also has their own issues and what have you. So with a slightest misunderstanding, it's kind of escalated. And exactly what we saw at the forecourt of the Eagle FM Saturday night.
Right. Now, Dr. Kabiru, in addressing the press this morning, was asked about whether or not Dr. Bawumia was aware of his intentions to contest in the primaries, and he opted not to speak on that. There are some reports out there that suggest that Dr. Bawumia has indicated that he had no idea about Dr. Kabiru's intention to contest the primaries. Do you have any more information on that particular subject matter?
Well, absolutely. So those who were at the meeting, in fact, we were there, but later we were asked to leave the house because it was an indoor thing. We were not allowed to actually film, even though we were there. So we were just hanging around. But those who were there, I'm talking about some of the delegates, actually told us that indeed the vice president told them that he wasn't informed, even though they made him the same office, but he wasn't informed that he was going. Dr. didn't inform him. Dr. Kabiru didn't inform him that he was going to run for the Walewale NPP ticket. Nonetheless, he called him to actually understand whether that was true, which he said yes. And to him, and I was told that he told Dr. Bawumia that he sees the party using that particular seat, the Walewale seat, and the reason why he decided to intervene. So that is what we know for now.
Okay. Now, what impact could this ongoing dispute between the two camps have on the NPP's chances going into the general elections as far as Walewale is concerned?
Well, the NPP has held this seat since 2012. That was the first time they won. They have both parliamentary and then presidential. So, they appear to be very strong here. And we can only know what direction the next election will go after this particular one. All right, so we are coming to you live from the Wale.
Okay, so we've lost Williams Evans Inkum, their Northern Bureau Chief. He's very busy this morning. He's on the grounds there monitoring what's happening in the constituency. And if you listen to him, they've been there, or Media General at least has been there for the last 3 days. And we broke that story of the two feuding factions engaged in some physical altercation there. He says there was a discussion on a political program, and the camp of Hajelari Babudu and Dr. Karibu not seeing eye to eye there. We bring you more on that. What does this mean for the New Patriotic Party, this ongoing feud, the fracas, this back and forth between the two camps? A lot for you and I to sink our teeth into. There's more right here on 3FM Sunrise. And this, of course, is also your election command center.
3FM Sunrise.
the morning is on 92.7. Sunrise on 3FM.
Some 17 minutes to the top of the hour, 9 a.m. This is still 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Earlier I mentioned that Dr. Kabiru had been addressing the press this morning. Let's take a listen to him. And if you are watching us on Facebook, you can actually watch this clip of Dr. Kabiru in the Walewale constituency. He says he was unaware of the change of venue this morning. Take a listen to him.
Yeah, actually, I was not informed about this change of venue. My expectation was that we'll have this particular election at the AstroTurf. The previous venue was changed from the Walewale Secondary Technical to the AstroTurf. Then, only for this morning, my agents went to the AstroTurf, and there was no sign of a linear electoral process being undertaken there. So, last minute, we were informed that the venue has been changed to this particular Pentecostal church. I think that to start with, that is not good enough. That a candidate to a contest, there will be that sudden change of venue, and that will not be communicated to us. I found that to be most unfortunate, and it doesn't speak well of the organization. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I want to believe that the reasons, if there are any, for the change of the venue are anything to go by. I want to give them the benefit of that they are genuine, they are cogent, they are very valid reasons.
So you mean no reason was assigned to the change?
I've just been told about the change of venue. Who is there to even tell me the reason why?
No reason as to why the venue was changed.
No official communication has been sent to me about this change of venue.
Who told you?
My agent was at the venue. He called me to tell me that, look, we went there, we were told that it's been changed. That is now at the church. I tried to get in touch with the chairperson of this election committee to no avail. The person, he's not been able to answer my call yet. I tried to get in touch with another member, and they also said that, look, we've just been informed. So, but whatever it is, I want to still give this process the benefit of the doubt. I want to believe that the police will do the good job to ensure that the elections is run free and fair. And it's starting on a very unfortunate note. Time is of essence. We are due for the start of this particular election voting, but you can see that nothing is happening. So these are some of the early symptoms of an organization that, if care is not taken, may lead us into a problem. But I'm just praying and hoping that the process will be smooth.
Do you suspect any foul play here?
You see, there is too early to suspect foul play. That's why I'm giving them the benefit of doubt. You see, I'm not one of those people who run into hasty conclusion. I would like giving people benefit of the doubt. But if it occurs so often, then it ceases to be an accident or a coincidence. It is something that is well calculated. So I want to rule this one out. I want to first and foremost say that we are just starting. Let's hope the organizers are able to fix this issue now, and then we can start the program.
Let's step on the sidelines briefly. You have been aide to the vice president. He's also a member of this particular constituency, a native of this particular constituency. Did you, at any point in time, inform him about your decision to contest this particular primary?
I would rather not want to comment on that, because that is an issue that is like flocking of a horse. Overflocking the horse. Whatever it is, we are now in the contest. That's the most important thing. And the contest is in a situation where we have to go for a rerun. whatever the situation is, we should rather focus on how we should be able to run this process and have it to a conclusion. We are in a democratic era, and people are exercising that. So we'd rather not comment on whether or not he was informed or not informed. I mean, people contested across the country. So,
are you ready to accept the outcome of the result, whether it goes your favor or it doesn't go your favor?
Of course, I am a sportsman. This is an election. If you've never lost an election, if you've never presented yourself for election, if you're afraid of defeat, you should not be engaged in this exercise. Defeat is part and parcel of this exercise. The voter's mind cannot be constructed you cannot tell the voters' mind by their facial expression, right? They may be saying something different, and their faces, they will be saying, their hearts will be something different. So for me, if the processes are fair, if the processes are without any hitches in the sense that they are not obvious human, deliberate intervention to make sure that someone is changed, why not? That's the will of the people. I'll be the first person to accept that. And I believe that even if the first election I had lost, I will not be hanging on to straws to say that I did not win. You are here again. The people will decide. If they decide, who am I to say I will not accept that?
Thank you.
It's 89 days to election 2024. The general election is not a do-or-die affair. Vote once and return home peacefully.
And as always, your views are most welcome. We do this in tandem with you. Please be sure to give us a follow on the socials and join in all of the conversation. The hashtag we're using this morning, it is hashtag 3FM Sunrise. Engage with us on Facebook, on Instagram, and also on X.
It's 89 days to election 2024. The general election is not a do-or-die affair. Vote once and return home peacefully. It's 89 days to election 2024. The general election is not a do-or-die affair. Vote once and return home peacefully.
The best in the morning is on 92.7 Sunrise on 3FM.
Yamba pesa minkum yanka hu, etim na coming in I am fanka hu.
Yamba Gentum, Yanju no V and Tim Hakra. No may see Machara. Yes, Macharo. Obiaram Brana, oh my Yamba. Obiaram Brana, oh my Yamba. Nane Yami, Boyan Yamba.
The best in the morning is on 92.7 Sunrise on 3FM. No may see Machara. Yes, see Macharo. Mewo. Viti Tanya found with you. Yes, me had to me and do, baby. Mewo, Biari, Yotana, wanna come. Mogobado. Yamba Pessamin coming young. It's not coming in. I am fan. Yamba Gentum.
Minutes to the top of the 9 a.m. This is still 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. This is also your election command center. We've had our eyes and ears in the Walewale constituency. Very shortly, we will be reconnecting with William Evans Inkum. He's our Northern Bureau Chief. It's been a very, very eventful morning so far. Before that, you were listening to the voice of Dr. Kabiru, who had some very interesting revelations to make to the press this morning, stating that he was unaware of the venue change of the primaries this morning, amongst other issues. Africa. We'll also be looking at what this means for the New Patriotic Party in general, the fracas that's happening in the Walewale constituency. You know that it's a hot spot. That is where the Vice President and flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, the NPP, hails from. Africa. In fact, just on Saturday, the tensions that were brewing over spilled, and there was indeed a lot of misunderstanding and turmoil in the constituency. Do stick with us. We're bringing you exactly what is happening on the grounds as we speak this morning.
Sunrise on 3FM, the best in the morning.
It's 89 days to election 2024. The general election is not a do-or-die affair. Vote once and return home peacefully.
We reconnect now with William Evans Inkum, and he's our Northern Bureau Chief. Thank you again for joining us, William. You're high in demand this morning. What is the latest before we get into some of the dynamics of this primaries?
Well, thanks for having me, Ellen. So we are still waiting for the delegates to start going through the electoral process. Not too long ago, they were sorted out with their accreditation with the election committee, and some of them have the accreditation now. So we are waiting. The police have mounted about 2 barricades. Okay, so the process has started. The police have mounted about 2 barricades. One, the main barricade, which of course is taking care of screening of the delegates just to be sure that you are entering the polling center without any material aside your accreditation, and then of course who you want to vote for. Of course, that one is ingrained in your mental faculty. You have to leave your mobile phone behind. That is a directive. And not too long ago, some supporters of Dr. Kabiru were not happy about that because that wasn't earlier communicated to them. But now they've understood the entire process and then some of the very new directives. Consistently, you also see the policemen, I'm talking about the officers, issue out certain directives. But let me try and then engage the Northern Regional Chairman of the MPP, very alcoholic, and he's been here for the past 3 days. Chairman, so I saw you enter and now you are back. Can you say that voting has started? Because we do not have the opportunity.
No, voting is not yet started.
Why the delay?
Oh, they are still putting things in place. You can see, although I have not seen the other candidate, Honorable Larva Zuera here, but I can see Dr. Kabiru here. I think initially you were asking about the change of venue. So Dr. Kabiru said, so the election committee have made them. He's comfortable with it. He himself is inside, checking everything is going to be okay. They are going to be transparent and so on and so forth. So there's no problem. Everybody has comply and compromise. Okay. At the end of the day, we have very peaceful election.
All right. Okay. All right. So that was the northern. All right. So that was the Northern Regional Chairman, who just gave us an interview, letting us understand what the very latest update as far as inside the polling center, because that is an auditorium and that is where the Electoral Commission has set up for the voting process to actually get executed. And we do not have access to that particular place.
Right.
Because in the first place, we do not even have the accreditation to cross to other areas of interest as far as this particular place is concerned. So we are just outside the buffer zone and monitoring from afar. So we are still waiting for voting to start.
Certainly.
But if you ask me, Ellen, when it's going to start, I will not be able to tell you for now.
All right. Well, let's take it back a few steps just so that we can paint a picture for our listeners. I was going to ask this before we got cut off initially. What was the reaction from both camps? I'm talking about Dr. Kabiru, Haja Lariba. As far as the court's ruling to annul the primary results was concerned and order a rerun, what was the response from both camps?
Oh, okay. So the plaintiff was happy because that was what the wish of her that court grants her motion, and then with some evidence that she has provided, court will grant them and, of course, rule in her favor. So Hajia Lariba Zuwaira Abudu has always been happy since the court ruling. Of course, Dr. Kabiru is not a happy person because he won the January primary with 7 votes, and now the court has ordered that the entire process has to be rerun. And certainly or naturally, he wouldn't be happy. But that is a decision of the court, and he just will have to abide by that. But he's still hopeful that the delegates are still around, and they will give him that mandate.
In fact, he says that he'll be accepting of whatever the results are today. But let me also ask, how has the local NPP leadership and the National Party hierarchy responded to the court ruling and the subsequent fallout between the two factions?
Well, so the chairman of the Northeast region, as far as the NPP is concerned, has been very, very economical with his views because yesterday we tried to really understand his position as far as the court ruling was concerned, but he was a bit evasive. And the reason why I am saying that he has been very economical with his views when it comes to the decision of the court. But one thing is running through like a chorus. They want to see a very successful process because this is the hometown of the NPP flag bearer and, of course, the vice president.
That's right.
And it is not for nothing that the whole of yesterday he spent most of his time here, knowing very well that today he has to file his nomination with the Electoral Commission.
That's right.
He spent a lot of hours here trying to engage the constituents and letting them understand the need for them to unite and as well understand the task ahead, which, of course, goes beyond what we are going to witness today. And also telling them that he is not supporting any of the candidates, even though he has made it very clear to them that Dr. Kabiru never informed him or consulted him when he made that intention to run for this particular ticket. So, I mean, unity is what, for the leadership of the party, driving them. And what, perhaps from my own point of view, needs to be done is also uniting the base, because that is where the issue is. I can tell you that there are some fractures at the base.
Now, how have local voters reacted to the ongoing legal battle, the political tensions also within the NPP?
Well, so the legal battle has been left to sleep now. The political tension is what many of them are not happy because, look, it was only 2012 since this particular state was created, way back in 1996. It was only 2012 that the NPP had a grip of the state, and they have been on it, or they have occupied it since that time. Yesterday, I asked Zuwaira a very simple question, and that is, if she loses today's election, then she will have become the first member of parliament in the NPP to have gone a one term, and that is not being able to renew her ticket to contest for the parliamentary election.
I see. So the stakes are very high for her.
Absolutely. The first member of parliament was able to go 2 terms, 2012 and 2016. Zuliba came in 2020. NPP, I mean, that has been the trend since 2012. Even though if you're talking about the seat proper, or the Walewale constituency, it is one constituency, Helen, that has a very interesting dynamic because even in 2000, this particular constituency was neither in the hands of the NPP or the NDC.
That's right.
It was in the hands of the PNC, both presidential and then parliamentary. But the NDC had it in 92, 96, and of course, in 2000, they lost it to the PNC.
That's right.
Then they came back in 2004 and held it until 2012 when they also lost it to the NPP. The NPP has held it in 2012, 2016, 2020. They have it, and they are looking forward to winning it again in 2024.
Right. So both parties have had an equal slice of the pie.
Well, absolutely. So even with this particular trend, or I mean, political history, it tells you the level of tension here. And of course, I mean, for the NDC, they are monitoring this particular process with eagle eye because they also want to make a statement. I quite remember last night, I engaged one of them, and he was like, well, they are monitoring. They would want to go or contest the weaker link, and even though they will not tell me who among the two is the weakest, and maybe win it in 2024 just to make a statement, because this is the constituency of the flag bearer of the NPP. So if they win it, it's like the NPP winning the Bolibamboy seat. So that is what they also want to do. So it is very interesting. Walewale constituency is it will be one of the interesting constituencies going into the 2024 parliamentary election. That is our possible.
Absolutely. And also for those who are wondering, what is the Electoral Commission's role in this particular primaries that we are covering at the moment?
Well, so the role, seen in the eyes of many of the constituents, it's not deviating from the role assigned to them by the Constitution of the Republic. That is to be fair, transparent, and then hold credible elections. Because many have been asking what happened in January, which the Tamale High Court annulled results. So, running through the minds of the people and asking whether they're going to have a good one today. But the Electoral Commission, even though they haven't spoken, looking at the poster, it looks like they put everything in place just to ensure. It looks like the bigger responsibility now will lie on the shoulders of the two political parties. The two candidates.
Absolutely. I'm sure it feels like two different political parties given the way that things have happened in the last 3 days. William, thank you so much for your time this morning. I know you're going to be very busy indeed this morning. We'll be coming to you for updates, real-time updates on what's happening on the ground. So again, thank you so much for that. We'll reconnect and do stay safe. I know you mentioned at the start of the interview that there are certain areas where the tension is brewing. Do stay safe for us.
Thank you, Helen.
Fantastic. That was William Evans Inkum speaking to us there. He's our Northern Bureau Chief, giving us the latest in the Walewale constituency.
It's 89 days to election 2024. The general election is not a do-or-die affair. Vote once and return home peacefully. It's 89 days to election 2024. The general election is not a do-or-die affair. Vote once and return home peacefully.
The best in the morning is on 92.7. Sunrise on 3FM.
Tensions are certainly high. Johnny, it's kicking off as we see.
It is indeed. John Mahama and Dr. Mabel Baumia will file their nominations today.
That's right.
We have our eyes and ears on the ground, and we'll be following up to check out. Congrats to Bernard Mona. He's been elected a PNC flag bearer. So it means that the race is going on and on and on. But the thing is that we're looking for a good leader. Which one of them will be the best leader that Ghana needs at this time? Because it's obvious that we are in a difficult place, difficult time. You look at the exchange rate, you look at the school fees issues that are coming up, and for those of us who have children, you know what it means.
The Dear Parents has started.
Dear Parents has started, and you know what it means. You look at utility bills, you look at cost of living, and it's not a joke at all. You look at your daily bills, water, food, you look at electricity, you look at other essential commodities that you need to survive, and you know clearly that all is not well. And it's not a matter of vibes and takashi, inshallah, and explanations. It's actually a matter of getting the basics done for us. So yes, the manifestos are out. People will be asking questions, and I hope that the political class gets answers for these questions that are being posed by the citizenry and the people, because that's the only way through which the people can actually make a bold decision on who they want to vote for come 7th December 2023. It's only 93 days to the big election, and we ought to be very, very careful where we tilt our thumbs towards.
That's right.
Because that's going to last for 4 years.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now more than ever, you all realize the direct consequence of leadership on your life, on your health, on your pocket. But we know that today, Dr. Bawumia, accompanied by his running mate, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, a.k.a. Napo, along with party leaders and other officials, will submit his papers at the EC's headquarters. And on the NDC front, campaign spokesperson Joyce Bawa Mokhtari has also confirmed that former President John Dramani Mahama will also file his nomination papers today. And but we saw that Dr. Bawumia had to also make some time to go to Walewale. In fact, yesterday to have his say on the tensions ongoing there in the constituency.
Does
William
he need
says
to have his say? I mean, these are two people connected to Dr. Bawumia. Dr. Bawumia's own cousin or a sister is out there, Haja Lariba.
Yes.
Right? And then Dr. Bawumia's own personal assistant or his advisor on economic issues, Dr. Mahama. They are up there at each other's throats.
That's right.
The court has had cause to give a verdict on what the issues are, but they will have to do a rerun, and that's, of course, has brought all of this back.
That's
and forth. Again, this is a family affair, but couldn't they have sorted this out nice and easy without it getting into the public domain? With
it's
all
still
the,
not even sorted
with all
now,
the funny noises that we have now. If Dr. Bawumia goes there, what is he going there to do? Does he not have their phone numbers? Could he not have called them?
He wanted to relax the tensions in the area.
Well, but the point is that you could have called them. I mean, when we got to, I cast my mind back to Alan Tramanting and Nana Akufo-Addo, the presidential primaries, and, party people said, oh, look, Alan, relax, let Nana go. Why couldn't anybody say, okay, look, Dr. Mama, relax, let my cousin go, or my cousin relax,
let Dr. Mama go? This one is a family affair.
It's a family affair. These are two people connected to you by blood and by relation in terms of working relations. So you stamp your feet, and this will go a long way to show whether or not Dr. Bawumia has a hold on his people and whether he's able to keep his own backyard and background in check. This is a test case, really. I mean, there's too many instances of your cousin or your sister and your political advisor all deciding that they were going to run, and this is causing a lot of problem in Walewale, your home region, so to speak. If you are not able to settle this, why should anybody trust you to settle the entire country? It's a basic question to ask.
That's right. If
your own home ground, your own backyard is in turmoil and you can't fix that, why should anybody trust you to fix the entire country? It's a big question.
And one that we'll hopefully get answers to. We park it here. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, there's more right here on 3FM Sunrise. Don't go too far.
It's portable, disposable, and